In an agency, you're doing all of it at once.
You're working with a handful of different clients, coordinating your team and theirs, planning content for every one of them, running their ads, waiting on approvals, keeping up with every comment and DM.
And building reports at the end of the month.
So you need one tool that does all of it, and one that's easy enough that your whole team uses it. That's Metricool. And here's the whole workflow, from the first client you add to the last report you send. So let's start. Take one client, their account, their team, their content. Everything needs its own space, away from everything else you're managing. In Metricool, that space is a brand. That's where you add their name and connect their social accounts. Everything for this client lives here and it's separate from your other clients. Once it's set up, you can decide who touches what, both your people and the clients. There are actually 5 roles that handle that, from full access down to client. So your community managers sees the inbox, your analyst sees the analytics, and the client can review the calendar and approve posts. Now comes the content. Every client needs something different, and you've got a calendar to keep it full for each one. The analytics are right here, so before you open the planner, you can see which posts and formats are working best for this client and how they measure up against the competition. And that way you're starting from data and not a blank page. Then you open the planner. Here, you pick your networks and start building. You can upload the assets from your computer or pull them straight from Canva or Google Drive. So wherever your designer left them, you grab them from there. And if you're anything like me, by the time you hit client number 6 or post 40 things on the same day, the words just stop coming. So you give your draft to the AI assistant. And since it already knows each client's writing style, you just give it a last look and change what you want. Once a post's ready, you send it for the client's okay. Right from there to their email or anyone with access. They open a link, see it exactly as it looks, and approve it or leave notes right there, instead of you chasing screenshots over WhatsApp. Actually, the calendar tracks what's approved and what's pending. And if the client just wants the overview, you can share a public calendar link they open literally in their browser. And for a client running more than one brand, you can pull them all into the same view. And before we move on, let me tell you a little bit of things that can help you reduce time at scale. You can bulk upload a full month of content with CSV, set posts to repeat on their own recurring schedule, and approve each client's saved copies and hashtags. So you don't need to start every post from scratch. And that's organic handled. But your clients want paid too. And that means a different ad manager open to every single account, each one with its own login. The ads section brings Meta, Google, and TikTok ads all into one place, so you see every campaign across every client from one dashboard. For Meta and Google, you can even build the campaign right inside Metricool. Set all the details and preview it before it goes live, without ever opening all the native platforms. And the same goes for the replies, comments, and DMs. They come in across all your clients and all their networks, and it all lands in one same inbox. And the notes from the inbox keeps the team in sync. So you can drop a private comment on any conversation, and whoever picks it up next knows what's already happened with that client. And the answers you give every day, pricing, bookings, where to find something, you can save those as replies the client already approved. So anyone on the team can use them straight from the inbox. And while you're burying all of that, the month's gone, and every client wants to know where their money went. And reporting gives you 3 tools, each one for a different job. Reports is the classic monthly deliverable. You set it up once, your logo, your colors, the metrics and networks you want, and it sends itself every month. Then Campaign Dashboard groups everything from a single campaign together, so you can see how the whole thing performed. So when the client asks you how the Christmas campaign did, that's a real answer instead of a guess. And Metricool Studio is for the custom stuff. You ask it for the view you want, even comparing two brands side by side, and it builds it with the insights on what worked and what it needs to be changed. And then you can send that to a client that, for example, doesn't have a Metricool account via a link. So go back to that list from the start. Every client, both teams, planning, ads, approvals, inbox, reporting, all in one tool with your team. Instead of 5 logins and a spreadsheet that's already out of date. And if you want to try it, there's a link at the description so you can create your own account. And if you want to go deeper on all of these features, I've linked a bunch of them in the description as well for you to see. See you in the next one, Metricooler!